It starts quietly, almost imperceptibly. Midnight settles over the world, and darkness cloaks the familiar corners of your room. Outside, everything lies still, no traffic, no voices, just the muted ticking of a distant clock. Yet, behind your closed eyes, the silence is shattered by something you can't see, a relentless current pulsing through your thoughts. Your mind, instead of surrendering to rest, flickers with unease. The pipes might creak, the wind might groan, but nothing competes with the storm gathering inside your own head. For some, sleep becomes a battleground. Your body aches for calm, your muscles seek release, but anxiety keeps the mind alert, chasing after worries that dart faster than dreams. If this feels familiar, you're not alone. Many people endure these stretches of night where worries twist logic out of shape, and questions lead in circles with no escape. Maybe you notice it most sharply when you're supposed to be winding down, a sudden awareness of a racing heart, a stomach knotted for reasons that make no sense, or thoughts that trip over each other in a desperate sprint until morning. It's not about one bad day or a passing worry, it's a deeper, more persistent sensation, lurking in the shadows and clinging to every waking moment. At first, you might try to reason your way out, listing tomorrow's tasks, replaying conversations, imagining every outcome, but the mind refuses to be quieted. Each attempt to relax only sharpens the edge of unease. There's nothing visible to mark its arrival. No warning lights, no clear threshold that tells you when you've crossed from temporary stress to a chronic struggle. Yet, slowly, anxiety seeps into everything. The colors around you might lose their vibrance, voices blend together until familiar faces seem distant, and even mundane routines become quietly overwhelming. Nights blend into days, and the emotional toll grows heavier, drop by drop. It's a gradual erosion within, a slow draining of focus, patience, and peace. Eventually, even the simplest decision feels weighty, and the world itself appears a little less accessible, separated by an invisible wall built by your own thoughts. In daylight, you might mask these battles with smiles, pushing through work, errands, and conversations. But beneath it all, the unrest grows more suffocating. The constant background noise of fear and second-guessing whispers that you're the only one lost in the storm. Maybe you've wondered if you're just tired, or if others would even understand. What makes anxiety such a unique torment is not just its intensity, but its invisibility. From the outside, life continues, friends' laughter, sunlight streaming through windows, but you experience it through a lens that blurs joy, amplifies risk, and renders peace ever out of reach. This journey is not about drama or exaggeration. It's about the profoundly real and isolating weight of chronic anxiety, the kind that doesn't announce itself with dramatic tears or obvious breakdowns, but quietly chips away at your sense of self. It doesn't ask permission, it seeps in slowly, warping reality until even hope seems suspect. For many, it's a silent war fought alone, in the dead of night, when all you want is rest, but all you find is exhaustion waiting with open arms. Still, within this stormy night, there is the faintest trace of something different, a flicker of recognition that maybe, just maybe, you aren't as alone as the darkness makes you feel. Maybe, through understanding and solidarity, there's a way to chart a course forward. This isn't about quick fixes or false promises. Instead, it's an invitation to pause, to see the truth of this invisible struggle, and to believe that even if your mind feels trapped, collapse isn't the end. It's the first step toward rediscovering what quiet, color, and hope might actually look like again. This story is yours, and it begins now, in the stillness before dawn, where acknowledgement lights the path ahead. When the last echoes of midnight anxiety fade and the world stirs with the first hints of light, there's a revelation waiting in the quiet aftermath. It's not about vanquishing fear with sheer force of will, or erasing the memories of nights defined by unyielding worry. Real growth emerges in those tender moments of acceptance, when you dare to meet your own unrest not as an enemy, but as a companion that has traveled with you for so long. The truth is, the mind is both resilient and vulnerable, and the journey through anxiety doesn't demand that you become someone new, rather, it invites you to rediscover the strength that's been quietly building within you all along. In those hours when exhaustion weighs on every limb and hope feels distant, remember that healing is seldom a grand gesture, more often, it's found in the smallest acts of grace you extend to yourself. Maybe it's the steadying breath you take before reaching for help, the courage to confide in someone who cares, or the mindful pause that lets you notice one thing, just one, that anchors you to this moment and nowhere else. Gradually, you begin to see that anxiety, no matter how consuming, can never fully extinguish your capacity for joy, connection, or self-compassion. Its voice may be loud, but it is not the only one that shapes your life's narrative. Centuries of human experience remind us that even the fiercest storms run their course, leaving space for growth and new beginnings. The mind, once trapped in patterns of fear, can learn new rhythms. Each day offers a fresh invitation to build resilience, not by denying the intensity of your feelings, but by honoring them and realizing that every step through uncertainty is an act of courage. Imagine, for a moment, the possibility of seeing your own persistence in a new light. Instead of viewing anxious nights as failures, let them serve as evidence of your unwavering will to continue, to hope against hope that peace is within reach. The mosaic of your experience, colored by both struggle and resilience, has value beyond measure. It holds lessons about empathy, patience, and the quiet power of starting over. There is profound bravery in simply continuing, in reaching out to learn, adapt, and care for yourself as you are. The invisible challenge of anxiety is real, but so is your ability to slowly transform the landscape of your mind. Through deliberate practice, compassionate understanding, and the rhythms of daily self-care, you make possible what might once have seemed unattainable, moments of quiet, even in the heart of chaos. Ultimately, what matters is not that anxiety showed up, but that you still show up for yourself. Let this be your quiet revolution, the choice to treat your own mind as worthy of patience, healing, and unconditional acceptance. The world won't always understand the depth of your invisible storms, but you can choose to honor the vastness and complexity within yourself. Trust that there is light seeping in through the cracks, casting new color into places you thought would always remain gray. The turning point is not a fixed point in time, but an unfolding, a practice that begins now. With each gentle breath, with every kind thought you offer yourself, you step forward, even if the ground sometimes feels unsteady. Out of the shadows rises the enduring possibility of peace. And as you carry this understanding into the day, know that your journey is a testament to hope itself, a quiet, enduring promise that the mind's collapse can be the true beginning of restoration.